What's going on, Washington fans? So this one hurts, man. This one stings. It stings, man. Once again, it's embarrassing losing to the Giants. Danny Fumbles, aka Danny Stumbles, is 4-0 against the Washington football team and 1-17 against everybody else. 1-17, and we keep giving this man. We keep keeping Danny Fumbles' career alive. We keep keeping this man's career alive. We're the only team that he knows that he can beat, and that's it. That's it. We keep giving this man wins, and it's ridiculous. Prayers up for Kyle Allen. We can't catch a break, no pun intended. His ankle is broken, dislocated. I heard at the same time, or dislocated with a small fracture. That's the report that I saw on Twitter. So we'll see how true that is. And he was playing well. I mean, he only played a few snaps, but Logan Thomas was trash. He was so awful. Oh my gosh. Logan Thomas was so bad today, man. So awful. Had butter hands. He was basically, I don't know if he was Jeremy Sprinkle or what was going on today. I mean, my gosh, couldn't fall down on the fumble, couldn't pick up the fumble. Shame on Antonio Gibson for the fumble too. He made a great run, a heck of a run after the catch, and then he fumbles the football, killing us because we were in their territory. And if Logan Thomas picks it up, Cam Sims was around the vicinity as well. If one of those guys picks it up, we're on the Giants, 20 to 15 yard line, about to score right there, marching down the field. Who else fumbled? Isaiah Wright, man, he cannot return punts anymore. Can't do it. We cannot have him back there returning punts. Steve Sims fumbled a punt against the Cardinals, but I have more confidence in Steve Sims. Isaiah Wright played well. Cam Sims played well. He gets a game ball as well. Cam Sims gets a game ball. Of course, Terry McLaurin, the captain, scoring McLaurin, he gets a game ball. Isaiah Wright stepped up, man. He was huge today. Cam Sims was huge. He had a breakout game. I wish he would have got a touchdown. I don't think he got a touchdown, but he stepped up really big today, man. He was huge. I'm really happy for Cam Sims. I know the Cam Sims fan club is very, very happy. Very happy. Once again, make sure you guys join the Flick Chat, Washington Football Only. We talk Washington Football. We live chat during the game. We're going to talk about transactions. Anytime there's breaking news, injuries, whatever, trades or signings, whatever happens, we always discuss it in the Flick Chat. So make sure you join. It's free. It's for free. Easy to sign up. But yeah, I mean, Alex Smith, man, we'll talk about him today too. And I'll break down the first quarter, man. It's really frustrating because we really should have won this game once again. Another winnable game. But you can't. And like I said in my preview, my Keys to Victory video, you cannot turn over the football. We're not good enough to turn the ball over. We're just not. 5 turnovers to 0. Giants had 0 turnovers. 0. That's all you had to do. All you had to do is just not turn the ball over. We couldn't do it. We're just allergic to not turning the ball over. We're turnover machines ourselves. I call Danny Fumbles a turnover machine, but this football team is a turnover machine. We are a turnover, and now it's looking like, hey, I'm not saying to tank, but you got to look at the draft. I would play Dwayne Haskins from now on. I don't think there's a chance. I'm not falling into the trap of we're close. We're going to possibly win the NFC least. I don't see it anymore. I know the Eagles aren't a good team. The Giants, they're not a good team either. Cowboys are awful. They're self-destructing. They don't have a quarterback. And I get all that. The NFC least is awful. But I'm not falling into this trap of let's win the NFC least and let's get bounced out in the first round by the Seahawks or the Packers or the Rams or anybody from the NFC West. Any of those teams would probably beat us by at least 2 scores in the first round. Any of those teams would beat us by 2 scores. Tampa Bay Buccaneers might play them in the first round. Let's throw that out the window. Let's go back to the developmental season, see what Cam Sims can do, see what Isaiah Wright can do. We know what Terry can do. I want to see more from Steve Sims. He didn't do a lot today. I want to see more from him offensively, see what Gibson can do. I like McKissick. I still like McKissick a lot. He's really good catching the football. I love him catching the football. He's really good at that. Logan Thomas, he played really well against the Cowboys. I don't want to give up on him 100%, but if he keeps playing like that, then I would release him. I would cut him. Evan Ingram is awful. He dropped the ball. He tried to give us KPL, Pierre Louis. Louis almost had an interception because Evan Ingram was so awful dropping the football. He had butter hands like a snake. He was awful today. They left Golden Tate at home, but Austin Mack was killing us. Austin Mack played better than Golden Tate. He looked like a freaking Pro Bowl wide receiver in the first half out there, catching footballs left and right. And he had a touchdown. They did miss the Gibson fumble. I think Ryan Kerrigan and Jonathan Allen, they had a half a sack on Daniel Jones. Tim Settle had a sack. Chase Young, we'll get to Chase Young. Chase Young, I didn't see him get a sack today, but he had some pressures. He got back there to Danny. I think they did like a play action play. He got to Danny. He grabbed Danny's shoulder, but he missed him. And Tim Settle ended up with a sack. So coaching was bad today. It was bad. Penalties. Morgan Moses was yelling at the guys on the sideline. He had a couple penalties. Brandon Sheriff had a holding penalty. Montez Sweat had a neutral zone infraction, offsides. Penalties just all around. False starts at home. Home game false start. False starts at home in a home game. It's inexcusable. Barely any fans in there. Barely any fans. 3,000 fans. We have a false start. Inexcusable. Too many penalties. Too many turnovers. You know, this bye week, it killed us. I thought we had momentum after that Dallas game. And I think if we would have, I'm not going to get into the woulda, coulda, shouldas, but I think if we would have played the Giants the week after we beat the Cowboys, we just had momentum. I know we had injuries. We needed Morgan Moses to get healthy. We really didn't need Steve Sims to get healthy because he didn't do anything today. But we needed to play immediately after that Cowboys game, in my opinion. I just think the layoff, I don't know what happened in the past 2 weeks, but we were just bad with the football, bad with penalties, fumbling, drop passes, penalties. Dustin Hopkins actually played well today. I'll actually give him some credit today. He made a 48-yard field goal. I mean, it was a beautiful day outside in the DMV, so it was hard for him to miss the kick with no wind or anything like that. But my gosh, the team as a whole, we shot ourselves in the foot. And then Alex Smith gives me false hope that we should have won this. Cameron Curl played better in the second half. He had a good sack on Daniel Jones, but you gotta swipe the football. That was one of my keys too. You can't just sack Danny. You have to swipe at the football. He did fumble on one play. It was like they called a holding penalty on the Giants, and we declined it, of course, because we pushed him back to like 3rd and 25. Then we get the ball back, and then we throw the interception to Jabril Peppers. Alex Smith overthrows J.D. McKissick, I think, and throws an interception. Then I think he overthrows J.D. McKissick again for the game-sealing interception to Logan Ryan. So when you hit Danny, you gotta swipe at the football. You cannot just sack him. You have to. You have to swipe at the football. Logan Thomas had a holding penalty as well. That killed us. We were marching one time. I think, we were in the Giants red zone. We had like 3 back-to-back penalties. Morgan Moses, false start, and illegal use of the hands by Morgan. Penalties were atrocious today. It was bad, man. It was really bad. Penalties were awful. Of course, Alfred Morris has a homecoming game and plays well. I got to look up his numbers and see how he did, but he had a heck of a game. Cam Sims had over 100 yards receiving. Of course, Terry McLaurin with the big catch over the middle and just scampers up the field for like a 50-yard touchdown. It was incredible. That was an awesome play. Antonio Gibson did have a touchdown run. We couldn't stop the run today. We could not. Wayne Gallman, he ran the ball up the middle a good amount of times. We were not stopping the run. We did get some stops when we needed to, though, but we were not really stopping the run game. They had a decent game running the football today. And then when we did score the touchdown for Terry McLaurin, we gave up a nice kick return. We finally did eventually get the stop, but it's a game of field position, We gave up a nice kick return to, I think Gallman did the kick return or something. I can't remember, but that was bad. Deron Payne had a huge stack on Daniel Jones, on Danny one time. And Alex Smith, just the interceptions, man. They killed us with the interceptions. I'm gonna look at his numbers, but we just turned the football over way too much. You cannot win the game with 5 turnovers, man. 5 turnovers. And, oh, man, I see the Kyle Allen injury once again. So Alex Smith was 24 for 32, 325 yards, 1 touchdown and 3 picks, was sacked twice. He actually moved around in the pocket one time. He moved around, and I think it was on the 3rd down, and I think he found J.D. McKissick for a 1st down. It was a really good play. Alex Smith did surprise me today with his mobility. He was a little mobile. He was still as slow as a snail, but he was getting around. He's getting out of the pocket and making guys miss. It was crazy. It really was. And I was like, wow, man, if we win this game, it's going to be Alex Smith comeback player of the year story. I was like, man, I think they're going to rig this game for us to win for the Alex Smith story. But, of course, it doesn't end up that way. Cherry was 7 catches, 115 yards, 1 touchdown. Cam Sims, 3 catches for 110 yards. J.D. McKissic, 9 catches for 65 yards. So I like J.D. McKissic a lot. He's really good. I like him a lot. Gibson had 3 catches for 35 yards. Of course, once again, we had no run game. And we were playing from behind, so I get that. 9 carries for 37 yards for rushing for the team. Cameron Curl had 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss, and 11 tackles. He played well. He played well. He got beaten coverage one time, but he played pretty well. Kendall Fuller didn't get an interception today. John Allen did have the half a sack. Chase Young did get a sack. He did get a sack today. I do see that. Tim Settle got a sack. Ryan Carey got a half a sack. Montez Sweat didn't get any sacks. He had a couple penalties, and he did back down a pass. So he did a good job with that. And I'll look at Alfred Morris real quick. Alfred Morris was he had 9 carries for 67 yards, 7 yards per carry. So I mean, yeah, he gassed us, man. They had 166 yards rushing on the day for the New York Giants. So and Ron, once again, he gambled again because before the 2-minute warning, right? It was 23-20. They might have been in our territory, like on their own 45-yard line or something like that. So it's the 2-minute warning. We had our 3 timeouts. So we called the timeout. We had 1 timeout. No, we had 2 timeouts left. He could have let the clock run down to the 2-minute warning. So I guess it didn't really matter, but it kind of was a gamble because he could have let the clock run down to the 2-minute warning. Excuse me. He could have let the clock run down to the 2-minute warning, and then we would have had 2 timeouts. But what he did was he called a timeout before their 3rd down play. And Cameron Crowe got a sack. And then, the 2-minute warning was basically our timeout. So we had 1 timeout one official timeout after that, which was kind of a smart move because the gamble worked. When the gamble works, it's a smart move. But if it doesn't, then you look silly. So tough, hard pill to swallow. 2-6 now. We're 2-6. We are behind the Giants, and I think the Cowboys lost. I don't even think I have to look this up, but, I mean, I'm going to look it up just to see because I didn't see. Oh, the Cowboys play at 4:25. So they will lose in a couple of hours. So, tough pill to swallow. I'm tired of losing to the Giants, man. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of losing to the Giants, man. I'm tired. And I'm not even going to say tank because are we really trying to tank or are we just losing games? There's a difference. There's a difference, in my opinion. Are you really trying to tank or are you just a bad team? And I think right now we're just not a good team. So I wouldn't call it tanking. I just don't see us winning a lot of games for the remainder of the year. The Bengals game is a hard game. Joe Burrow's pretty good. Matt Stafford is a good quarterback. Even though the Lions got blown out today, I think they lost by like at least 2 touchdowns. I got to confirm that too. Yeah, they lost to the Vikings 34-27. They lost by 2 touchdowns. Cannot sleep on the Bengals. They got Joe Burrow, who's playing well. So I don't know if we're going to win that game. Only winnable game I really see is Thanksgiving Cowboys. And that's really it. Maybe the Eagles again in the last game of the year. And that's about it. So people who are saying we're tanking for the rest of the season, I wouldn't call it tanking. I just think we're just not good enough. I don't think we're good enough. So back to the development of season. Let's see what Haskins can do. I wouldn't be surprised if Ron, because Ron is not a Haskins fan. When he got interviewed by Rich Eisen, he said that he has 70% confidence in Dwayne Haskins. So he's just not a Haskins guy. So I wouldn't be surprised if he starts Alex Smith next week against the Lions. So if it were up to me, I would just see what Haskins can do. Let's try to make him look better. And even if you don't want him, you got to at least develop him to look better so you can at least trade him in the offseason. You got to play chess and not checkers. That's the thing that Ron Rivera didn't do. He bashed him in the media, let the leaks get out, and now Dwayne Haskins' trade value is basically 0 or a 7th or 6th round pick. Right now, if you actually pump the guy up and have him play better and look better, then, either he can be your franchise quarterback, which I doubt happens, or you can at least make him good enough to make him look good enough where we can trade him for a 4th round pick. So you got to play chess and not checkers. So I'll be watching some more film of Justin Fields. I'll be watching some more film of Trey Lance. I'll be watching some more film of Zach Wilson, guys like that. And I don't see it. We're not bad enough to get Trevor because we're not as bad as the Jets. But that's where we are right now. So you guys let me know what you guys think. I appreciate the guys for the effort coming back from 20-3. I do commend them for that. They showed heart and they fought back and they fought hard. But hail to the team. Tough pill to swallow. I hope you guys have a great Sunday. Enjoy this weather. Hail to the team. Peace.